15th day of May in the jungle of Noor, in the heat of the day, in the cool of the pool, he was splashing, enjoying the jungle's great joys, when Horton the elephant heard a small noise. So Horton stopped splashing. He looked toward the sound. That's funny, thought Horton. There's no one around. Then he heard it again, just a very faint yelp, as if some tiny person were calling for help.
I'll help you,
said Horton.
Who are you where?
He looked and he looked. He could see nothing there but a small speck of dust blowing past through the air.
I say,
murmured Horton.
I never heard tell of a small speck of dust that's able to yell. So you know what I think? Why I think that there must be someone on that small speck of dust. Some sort of creature of very small size, too small to be seen by an elephant's eye. Some poor little person who's shaking with fear that he'll blow in the pool. He has no way to steer. I'll just have to save him, because after all, a person's a person, no matter how small.
So gently and using the greatest of care, the elephant stretched his great trunk through the air, and he lifted the dust speck and carried it over and placed it down on a very soft clover. Humped the voice. 'Twas a sour kangaroo, and the young kangaroo in her pouch said,
Believe me,
said Horton,
I tell you sincerely, my ears are quite keen, and I heard them quite clearly. I know there's a person down there, and what's more, quite likely there's two, even three, even four, quite likely a family for all that we know. A family with children just starting to grow. So please,
Horton said,
as a favor to me, try not to disturb them. Just please let them be.
I think you're a fool,
laughed the sour kangaroo, and the young kangaroo in her pouch said,
Me too.
You're the biggest blamed fool in the jungle of Noor.
And the kangaroo plunged in the pool of the pool.
What terrible splashing.
The elephant frowned.
I can't let my very small persons get drowned. I must protect them. I'm bigger than they.
So he plucked up the clover and hustled away. Through the high jungle treetops, the news quickly spread.
He tossed to a dust speck.
He's out of his head. Just look at him walk with that speck on that flower.
And Horton walked, worrying, almost an hour.
Should I put the speck down?
Horton thought with alarm.
If I do, these small persons may cause to great harm. I can't put this down. And I won't. After all, a person, no matter how small.
Then Horton stopped walking. The speak voice was talking. The voice was so faint he could barely hear it.
Speak up, please,
said Horton. He put his ear near it.
My friend,
came the voice.
You're a very fine friend. You've helped all us folks on this dust speck no end. You saved all our houses on ceilings and floors. You saved all the churches and grocery stores. You mean?
Horton gasped.
You have buildings there too? Oh yes,
piped the voice.
We most certainly do. I know,
called the voice.
I'm too small to be seen, but I'm mayor of a town that is friendly and clean. Our buildings to you would seem terribly small, but to us who aren't big, they are wonderfully tall. My town is called Whoville, for I am a Who, and we Who's are all thankful and grateful to you.
And Horton called back to the mayor of the town.
You're safe now. Don't worry, I won't let you down.
But just as he spoke to the mayor of the speck, 3 big jungle monkeys jumped on Horton's head. The Wickersham brothers came shouting.
What's rot?
The elephant is talking to who are not.
There's not any who's, and they don't have a mayor. And we're gonna stop this nonsense.
So there.
They snatched Horton's clover. They carried it off to a black-bottomed eagle named Vladikov. A mighty strong eagle, a very swift winged. And they said,
Will you kindly get rid of this thing?
all that late afternoon and far into the night, that black-buttoned bird flapped his wings in fast flight, while Horton chased after with groans over stones that tattered his toenails and battered his bones, and begged,
Please don't harm all my little folks who have as much right to live as us bigger folks.
But far, far beyond him, that eagle kept flapping, and over his shoulder called back,
Point your yappy. I fly that night through. I'm a bird. I don't mind it. And I hide it tomorrow where you'll never find it.
and at 6:56 the next morning he did it. It sure was a terrible place that he hid it. He left that small clover drop somewhere inside of a great patch of cloves 100 miles wide.
Find that.
Sneered the bird,
But I think you will fail.
and he left with a flip of his black-bottomed tail.
I shall find it.
Cried Horton.
I shall find it of bus. I shall find my friends on a small speck of dust.
And clover by clover by clover with care, he picked up and searched them and called.
Are you there?
But clover by clover by clover he found that the one that he sought for was just not around. And by noon, poor Horton, more dead than alive, had picked, searched, and piled up 9,005. Then on through the afternoon, hour after hour, till he found them at last, on the 3 millionth flowers.
My friends,
Cried the elephant.
tell me, do tell. Are you safe? Are you sound? Are you whole? Are you well?
From down on the speck came the voice of the mayor.
We've really had trouble, much more than our share, when that black-bottomed birdie let go and we dropped. We landed so hard that our clocks have all stopped. Our teapots are broken, our rocking chair smashed, and our bicycle tires all blew up when they crashed. So Horton, please,
Pleaded that voice of the mayor's.
will you stick by us while we're making repairs?
Of course.
Horton answered.
Of course I will stick. I'll stick by you small folks through thin and through thick.
The voice.
For almost 2 days you've run well and insisted on chatting with persons who've never existed. Such carries on in our peaceable jungle. We've had quite enough of your bellowing bongo. And I'm here to state
Snapped the big kangaroo.
that your silly nonsensical game is altered.
And the young kangaroo in her pouch said,
Me too.
With the help of the Wickersham brothers and dozens of Wickersham uncles and Wickersham cousins and Wickersham in-laws whose help I've engaged. You're going to be broke and you're going to be caged. And as for your dust bag, that we shall boil in a hot steaming kettle of hazelnut oil.
Boil it.
gasped Horton.
Oh, that can't do. It's all full of persons. They'll prove it to you.
Mr. Mayor,
Horton called.
Mr. Mayor, you've got to prove now that you're really there. So call a big meeting. Get everyone out. Make every who scream. If you don't, every who is going to end up in a big nut stew.
down on the dust speck. The scared little mayor quickly called a big meeting in Whoville Town Square, and his people cried loudly. They cried out in fear.
We are here, we are here, we are here. We are here, we are here, we are here. We are here, we are here, we are here. We are here, we are here, we are here. We are here, we are here. We are here, we are here, we are here.
The elephant smiled.
That was clear as a bell. You kangaroos surely heard that very well.
All I heard
Snapped the big kangaroo.
was the breeze and the faint sound of wind through the far distant trees. I heard no small voices and you didn't either.
And the young kangaroo in her pouch said,
Me neither.
Grab him!
They shouted,
Catch the big dog!
Lash his stomach with 10 miles of rope.
Tie the knots tight so he'll never shake loose. Then dump that dumb speck and he'll nut you.
Horton fought back with great vigor and vim, but the Wickersham gang was too many for him. They beat him, they mauled him, they started to haul him into his cage, but he managed to call to the mayor.
Don't give up. I believe in you all. A person, no matter how small. And you very small persons will not have to die if you make yourself heard. So come on now and try.
The mayor grabbed a tom-tom. He started to smack it, and all over Whoville, they whopped up a racket. They rattled tin kettles. They beat on brass pans, on garbage pail tops and old cranberry cans. They blew on bazookas and blasted great toots, on clarinets, oompas and boopas and flutes. Great gusts of loud racket rang high through the air. They rattled and shook the whole sky. And the mayor called up through the howling mad hubbub.
Hey Horton, how's this? Is our sound coming through?
And Horton called back.
I can hear you just fine, but the kangaroo's ears aren't as strong quite as mine. They don't hear a thing. Are you sure all your boys are doing their best? Are they all making noise? Are you sure every who down in Whoville is working? Quick, look through your town. Is there anyone shirking?
Through the town rushed the mayor, from the east to the west, but everyone seemed to be doing his best. Everyone seems to be yapping or yipping. Everyone seems to be beeping or bipping. But it wasn't enough, all that ruckus and roar. He had to find someone to help him make more. He raced through each building. He searched floor to floor. And just as he felt he was getting nowhere and almost about to give up in despair, he suddenly burst through a door, and that mayor discovered one shirker, quite hidden away in Cabrini Green, apartment 12J. A very small shrieker named Jojo was standing, just standing and bouncing a yo-yo, not making a noise, not a yip, not a chirp. And the mayor rushed inside and he grabbed the young twerp. And he climbed with the lad up the Eiffel Tower.
This
Cried the mayor.
is your town darkest hour. The time for all who have blood that is red to come to the aid of their country. We've got to make noises in greater amounts. So open your mouth, lad, for every voice counts.
Thus he spoke as he climbed. When they got to the top, the lad cleared his throat and he shouted out,
Yup, yup, yup,
and that yop, that one small extra yop, put him over. Finally, at last, from that speck on their clover, their voices were heard. They rang out clear and clean, and the elephant smiled.